daily commute means enduring a relentless economic grind, where rising consumer costs consistently outpace stagnant working-class wages. In response to this mounting financial pressure, the government has proposed the largest fiscal framework in the country's history. Finance Minister Dr. Swarnim Wagle recently presented this comprehensive national budget to the federal parliament. This countertracks the exact proposed national expenditure, capping out at 2,124.34 billion rupees. For years, civil servants have watched inflation quietly erode their purchasing power, leaving public sector pay heavily degraded. To address this directly, the budget implements an effective 21% salary increase across the board for government employees. Further immediate relief is applied by doubling the personal income tax exemption threshold to 10 lakh rupees, keeping a larger share of earned capital inside workers' pockets. While salary hikes and tax cuts offer immediate cash flow, long-term national health relies entirely on how the government extracts citizen taxes and reinvests them into core sectors. A severe medical diagnosis frequently forces a family to liquidate their life savings or mortgage their property simply to cover the hospital bills. The new fiscal policy attempts to absorb this blow by making all childhood cancer treatments entirely free inside government hospitals. Looking at this grid of the population, only a fraction currently has adequate medical coverage. The state's objective is to expand this national health insurance umbrella to cover 90% of all citizens within 3 years. To finance this expansion, the government is deliberately increasing taxes on alcohol and tobacco products. Levying higher fees on societal vices to ensure a child survives a terminal illness elevates standard tax policy into a moral imperative. Decades of inconsistent power grids and heavily degraded transport routes place a severe chokehold on national commerce and daily movement. Breaking this bottleneck requires sheer physical scale. The state is aiming to reach 5,535 megawatts of total national power generation. Above ground, the critical east-west highway is fully funded for a massive expansion, upgrading to 4 continuous lanes within the next 5 years. Concurrently, the operational status of the Nagdunga Tunnel offers physical proof that complex infrastructure projects can be successfully executed. Constructing these assets requires capital. The government is applying a new 13% value-added tax strictly on end consumers who draw more than 50 units of electricity per month. By sparing low-usage households and targeting higher-tier energy consumers, this specific VAT generates the revenue needed to build the high-capacity transformers and arterial highways the wider economy needs. In rural districts, farmers regularly watch their harvest rot in the field, lacking the necessary cold storage and processing facilities to transport goods to markets. The budget plans to establish modern tomato and mango processing centers across the Madhesh region, securing reliable commercial supply chains for local growers. This chart breaks down the commercial farming incentive. If a private enterprise invests a baseline of 20 million rupees, the government provides a 40% capital subsidy grant to match it. This capital deployment is funded by eliminating advance taxes on essential agricultural imports, while strictly maintaining high customs duties on luxury goods at the border. Dropping the import fees on farming necessities, while heavily subsidizing large-scale production facilities, transitions Nepal's agricultural base from subsistence farming into commercial agriculture. Every day, highly educated young Nepalis queue at the international airport, forced to export their talent because the domestic market lacks the infrastructure to absorb them. To counter this outmigration, the state is deploying a 500 million rupee enterprise facility dedicated explicitly to funding youth-led startups. Capitalizing on the country's clean hydropower, the budget outlines the construction of Nepal's first sovereign AI compute center in Suchatar, equipping local entrepreneurs with advanced processing capabilities. The government is also offering a complete 100% tax exemption on sweat equity for the IT sector, aggressively incentivizing digital ventures. By standing up high-performance AI infrastructure and erasing the tax burden on digital innovation, the state is engineering a knowledge-based economy designed to keep its brightest minds at home. This 2,124 billion rupee budget serves as a rigid, structural blueprint for national transformation. Every new hospital bed, every kilometer of black-topped highway, and every server rack proposed here is purchased directly with the VAT and customs duties extracted from the public. This equation requires citizens to step out of the role of passive taxpayers and operate as active watchdogs, strictly auditing the government to ensure these funded promises materialize. A modern, functioning state is not given freely. It is a physical reality that must be actively purchased, built, and secured by the taxes its citizens pay today.